Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to the Muslim Bawa Show, and I'm your host, Muslim Bawa Koli. Today on our set, we have one very gentle young lady who is in the name of Mardiya Bawa. I think she's part of the governing body of the Diya Foundation, Diya Charity Foundation. Yeah, Diya Charity Foundation. We are very far from home. We are far from home, far from our studio in Accra. We are currently in the Ashanti region of Ghana, precisely Kumasi. So, without wasting much time, let's just bounce on it and see what we have to discuss in here. Welcome, sister.
Thank you very much.
Initially, we just mentioned your name as Mardiya
Yes.
Bawa. So, do you mind throwing more insight of who you are for the start?
Okay, I'm Mardiya Bawa, a graduate of University of Cape Coast, and then the CEO for Diya Charity Foundation. And I do other side business, little businesses. So
My producer made it clear to me, as you said earlier on, that you are the CEO of Diya Charity Foundation. In other words, if you don't mind, this show is currently talking about humanitarian act. You understand?
Yeah.
So, do you mind going a bit of historical with regard to this foundation first? How you started, what you've done so far, whatsoever.
Okay. The charity foundation started as me just doing my own thing without registering. Then I just gathered the courage and registered, and since then we go around soliciting for funds from other people, and we get funds internationally from friends and families, and we've been able to do a lot. We've been able to donate to the less privileged.
And then before you chip into the funding part of it and then your project itself, for how long has it been working, and then when was it initiated?
Okay, it was initiated last year, beginning of last year, and then it's been a year now. And yeah, so
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a year. Okay. So taking into consideration what you do, I think you are trying to hit in it. So what have you done so far with regard to your project, and then what are your targets? Who are your targets?
Okay, the less privileged are my targets. I don't like using the poor because it sounds like an insult. So I like to use the word less privileged. They are my targets, and what I've done so far, I've given out food and other items to them. During the Eid, we were able to give them meat, oil, rice, and other little things they would need. And then we've been able to help more than 10 people with their hospital bills during surgery and other hospital stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then I don't know. You being Muslim, there might be a possibility. Maybe a center of focus might be on the basis of helping all the Muslim brothers and sisters out there. So, do you mind telling us if really you are thinking of the Muslims or humanity at whole? That is, regardless of your religious denomination, just chipping in.
Humanity has nothing to do with religion. So when you do things for humanity, you don't have preferences. So it's for everyone.
Okay, exactly. And then let's take this. There are foundations, there are organizational institutions who are more into education. Some are into feeding, others are into mentorship, fellowship, whatsoever. What do you do? And I just heard you saying you have the less privilege. In what sense? Is it by feeding? Is it by hospital bills? Or let me see, what's your center of focus?
Actually, it depends on depends on the problem you bring to me. If your problem is more than you can afford, then I don't really have a I don't really have a plan for what I do because I don't know other people's problem.
You just
So
trying to help
immediately,
out.
like you come with your problem and you are really in need. Sincerely, I sincerely help.
That means your project is based on requests.
It's humanity.
Based on requests. So you don't have any sense. You just
No.
there might be a possibility of school, there might be a possibility of health whatsoever.
Sure.
Oh, good. And then let's take into consideration your funding. Definitely, you need money for these kind of projects. How do you assemble all these funds for the projects?
Okay, we do door-to-door soliciting of funds. We go around on the streets, house to house. Family and friends also do help. We get international scholarships from the whites, the Turkish. Yeah, so the funding it's difficult, but alhamdulillah we've been able to, and we are still trying to do more. But then it's mainly um just going around soliciting.
Okay, and then initially you were trying to chip in into your projects you've done so far. So I think this is the time for the past year. What are the programs you've done so far?
A lot. We've been able to take more than 50 people to work of their choice, and more than I can't count the number of patients we've helped with their surgical problems and other health issues. And we've helped recently, I think 2 weeks ago, we gave out food stuff to the less privileged, and we gave out to more than 200 orphans.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is what we've done so far. We are still hoping to do
exactly
more.
They are still hoping to do more. So on this note, I think we'll bring the first segment of today's show to an end. Stay tuned, and then when you return, we have a lot to show you.
Shakir, Naz,
Baka, and Bashir Ad.
keep watching the Muslim Bawa Show on KR Live Media.
Sunana Hajj Bawakoli, founder and Care Foundation. Zan kira 'yan wayena ku dinga duban showin Muslim Bawa akan KR Live Media kowane Asabar 8 o'clock p.m.
Hello, and welcome back to the second segment of today's show. I think we'll be discussing more of the role of the young ladies within our society. So if you are just joining the team or the family, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and then all our social media handles. So let's just take this into consideration before we chip more into it. Do you think our sisters and then the youth, young ladies within us, do you think they are impacting the society? Before we chip
in. I didn't get your question.
Do you think they are really impacting the society?
Yes, they are. Actually, women are very important in the society.
Okay, on that note, do you mind spitting out the rule you think? You know, knowledge is versatile, very opened up. So
Sure.
on your concept, or I say in your concept, what do you think are the rules of our sisters within the society?
Okay, they do educate the younger ones, and they are able to create employment within the society for others to get to do. It's easier.
Okay, on that note, let's take into consideration this creating employment. It's more or less like empowerment. So let's take that into consideration. Do you tend to think these sisters of ours are really doing that?
I always use myself as an example. You see, growing up in a society where people don't really care about others was difficult. So, I want to use myself to explain this. Growing up, I always wanted other people to think the way I think and do things the way I do. So that was the main reason behind me creating my charity foundation, because I realized people wanted to help, but they didn't have the foundation or what to help others with. So, yeah, women have the passion to help other people. They do have a lot of passion, but sometimes the problem is they don't know how and where to start. Yeah, so if you ask if I think women do create employment for other people, yes, they do. Because ever since I created my charity foundation, I've been able to create employment for more than 50 people, youth, for that matter. Yeah.
And on that note, I think she's using the fact as her. She said it. She always want people to think like she do. Nature say or no age pa or green so will be answer age and I think some ladies within our society, possibly I might say 40 to 50% of our sisters are doing the same thing. So it's been a very good initiative within our society recently compared to then time, I think. Or what do you think?
Yes.
So what of education? What of education? Do these sisters usually engage themselves? Because I know back in my society, your society, where I am from, uh, we tend to push ladies into these marriage whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the education, I want you to hammer on it. Do you think they really get themselves educated and educate people?
Yes. Like you said, then in our society, because growing up, personally, I'll still also use myself as an example. When I started schooling, actually, people thought there was no way I could go further. So they always told my mom, just get her a husband to and marry her off. But you see, it all depends on your passion. If you really want to do something, then you can actually do it one way or the other. You find a solution. So it depends on the person we are talking about. I can't talk for other people, but I know for sure that it depends on yourself. If we all grew up in a society where marriages are forced on females, but your opinion matters. And these days, ladies have gathered the courage to speak for themselves.
Okay.
They are willing to do the impossible to make sure that they are okay. They are gaining more and more knowledge, and they are helping out. They are helping themselves. Because personally, I did get education. I've not really gone that much into it, but then I've been able to help other people who are into JHS by talking to them, giving them the courage to further their education. Yeah, so
So with this, I think our sisters are doing a very good job. So on this note, we'll bring the second segment to an end, and when we return, it's a fun time.
The Muslim Bawa Show is brought to you by Wellbeing Body Talk, Highliest Glamorous, Susanat Bleach, Shanti Creation, Holy Special, Haskina Believer Enterprise, and Z Bakery.
Hello and welcome back to the fun time, the entertaining aspect of our show. I think is the game time, is the questions time, is the edutaining time. We have some few questions. I think my producer gave me these questions to ask you. So if you're all set, let's just hit it.
let's see.
Okay. Do you think you may answer them?
If I can, why not?
Okay. The first question, I think, who is the Minister for Education?
No idea.
Okay, it's Matthew Opoku Prempe. Matthew Opoku Prempe, popularly known as Napu.
Oh, okay.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
Good.
Is he?
I think.
You think?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
I
I'm right.
didn't know.
And I'm right. Your second question. How was Ghana formerly known?
Huh?
How was Ghana formerly known?
Good.
Good. at least two official local dialects within Ghana.
Official local dialects. Official local dialects. Arabic.
And this one. Okay, Arabic and which one?
Three.
Yes.
Yes.
Last one.
I just
Okay,
mentioned
add
two.
one. You said you mentioned Arabic. Hausa. Okay. Arabic, Chi, and then Hausa. I don't know. My producer will work on that. Your last but one question. Who designed the Ghana flag? Who designed it?
I just mentioned the name.
I didn't hear.
Shut up!
Okay, I think we leave this for the viewers out there. I think you should put your answer at the comment section when you see this video on your social media handles. Your final question. Recite the national anthem. The national anthem. Oh, it's sweet. We've been doing this since the crèche.
God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and make us
I didn't watch you for heaven.
Okay. I think she has done her best. With regard to this national anthem. So before we bring the show to an end, you've done a very good job answering these questions. Do you have any last word for us?
Yeah. Thank you very much for choosing me on this program, and I'm very, very honored to be here. I know it's not just anyone you choose to bring on your show, so thank you very much. And I would like to come here again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think we work on that, my producer. What we do is, do you mind spitting? Maybe possibly you might have a project ahead.
Yes.
So just make it clear to us.
I have this project I don't really want to make mention of, but then I'll throw a small light on what it really is going to be about. I want to open up a shop mainly for the less privileged, mainly for them. So, and then building up a masjid for. We chose a particular area that's in Kumasi here that have issues with masjid around.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my next project.
No problem. And then, do you have any social media handles you can drop it there?
Yes, but then my social media handles are mainly for my business.
Okay.
So I have DS Hub on Instagram and then on Facebook. Yeah.
And what of the foundation?
And then we have Diya Charity Foundation on Facebook and on Instagram. So you can just
Diya Charity Foundation on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you for having you.
Thank you too.
Okay. And then a very big thank you to my team. They've been doing a very marvelous job. Before then, if you are joining the team, if you are joining the family, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Care Live Media. Follow us on Facebook and like us on Facebook, Care Live Media. On Instagram is Care Live Media. On Twitter is Care Live Media. If you want to visit our website, it's www.carelives.com. The lives is livez.com. My DOPs, you guys have been doing a very good job. Ernest and then Supremo, my producer, Sarota GH, my director, chemist. I really appreciate your good job. With this, we bring to this show to an end, and all we say is peace.